What if I told you the heart and soul of the Celtics championship run could be hours away from being ripped out of Boston, just days after the shocking trades that sent Jrue Holiday to Portland and Kristaps Porziņģis to Atlanta? A new twist threatens to blow the Celtics core to pieces. And no, this isn't just another trade rumor. This time, it's Jaylen Brown, the 2024 Finals MVP, the face of Boston's two-way dominance, who's drawing aggressive interest from one of the most unexpected teams in the NBA, the Utah Jazz. That's right. According to NBA insider Brett Ziegel, the Jazz, led by former Celtics mastermind Danny Ainge and his son Austin, are making a full-court press for Brown, and they are not holding back. League sources say Utah's proposal includes the 5th overall pick in the draft, along with veterans in expiring contracts, essentially offering Boston a path to instant cap relief and a soft reset around Jason Tatum. But here's the kicker: Tatum isn't even guaranteed to return to form after his devastating Achilles tear. So what exactly are the Celtics building toward? But let's dive deeper. What does Utah really want with Jaylen Brown? Danny Ainge is no stranger to bold moves. This is the man who blew up the Garnett-Pierce era, fleeced the Nets, and helped build the Celtics' 2024 championship roster. If he's targeting Brown, it's not out of nostalgia. It's because he sees the next franchise cornerstone, a two-way wing who's already proven he can lead a team to a title. Utah, still licking its wounds from the Donovan Mitchell era, could fast-track their rebuild with Brown as their new alpha. The Jazz have draft capital, they have young talent. What they lack is an identity. Brown could become that. Still, is Boston ready to say goodbye to its Finals MVP? Emotionally, definitely not. But financially and strategically, the logic is creeping in. Brown is coming off a knee surgery. He missed nearly 20 games this season. His assist-to-turnover ratio continues to raise questions in high-pressure moments. And let's be honest, despite winning Finals MVP, many analysts argued that Tatum was still the true engine of the Celtics. Would Boston dare trade Brown before knowing how Tatum will bounce back? And here's a spicier take: what if Jaylen Brown wants out too? No player will ever say it out loud while wearing the uniform, but Brown's relationship with Boston has had its friction points. From trade rumors to media scrutiny and occasional clashes with the city's culture, his loyalty has always felt conditional. Winning a title helped paper over the cracks. But now, the mask might be slipping. And yet, what if Boston is playing a dangerous game? If the Celtics ship off Brown for picks and expiring contracts, and Tatum struggles to recover from his Achilles injury, could Boston spiral into the very same irrelevance they spent years clawing their way out of? Could they go from champions to tanking within 12 months? And more provocatively, what if the Celtics are overvaluing Tatum and undervaluing Brown? Sure, Tatum is the face of the franchise, but Brown was the one who locked down Luka Doncic in the finals. Brown was the one who set the tone on both ends of the floor. Brown was the one who made the game-changing plays when it mattered most. Letting him go could age very badly. Warriors plot shocking power play for Celtics star. Is Derrick White the missing link to Curry's 5th ring, or the end of Boston's era? Could Golden State steal the final piece to their championship puzzle from the ruins of the Celtics' unraveling empire? With Jason Tatum sidelined by a torn Achilles, Jrue Holiday sent packing to Portland, and Kristaps Porziņģis already gone, the Celtics have lost their defensive identity and their structural backbone. Now, the whispers have grown louder: Derrick White could be next. But what's truly shocking isn't just that Boston might entertain the idea of trading their most consistent two-way presence, it's who is lining up to take him: the Golden State Warriors. Yes, those Warriors. The team that built a dynasty on ball movement, switch-heavy defense, and timely shot-making, suddenly eyeing a deal that could detonate the Celtics' last remaining semblance of elite perimeter defense. And here's where it gets even more intriguing: the bait. Jonathan Kuminga. You might be thinking, Kuminga, the raw, explosive athlete who spent more time on the bench than blossoming under Steve Kerr. That's exactly the point. Kuminga doesn't want to wait anymore. He wants a team, not a role. A platform, not a corner assignment. And Boston, a team that's no longer chasing a title next season, might just be the perfect place for him to finally become what Kerr never allowed: a primary option. That has to be my priority, to be one of the guys a team relies on. I want to see what I could do, Kuminga told The Athletic. But let's get to the real tension here. Why would Boston consider giving up Derrick White, arguably their most irreplaceable player, to help Stephen Curry chase one last ring? White is entering the final year of his deal. His next contract will be massive, likely north of $30 million per year. With Tatum on a supermax and Jaylen Brown already holding the richest deal in NBA history, the Celtics are staring down a payroll cliff. Unless they plan to become the next Brooklyn Nets-style tax disaster, hard decisions are coming. Now zoom out. Golden State has quietly loaded up on future assets. They can send Kuminga, Moses Moody, and up to 4 future first-round picks. That's the same draft capital it took for the Knicks to land Mikal Bridges, and White is arguably a better playoff performer. Golden State knows the price of premium two-way wings. They've paid it before. They'll pay it again, but let's be brutally honest, this isn't just about upgrading the Warriors. This is about desperation. Stephen Curry is 37. Draymond Green is fading. Klay Thompson, possibly gone. Jimmy Butler was supposed to be the boost they needed, but his offense cratered without Curry on the floor. Golden State knows it was lucky. To even stay afloat in the playoffs, they need someone who can defend elite guards, hit big shots, and make reads under pressure. White checks every box, and here's the twist: Boston might be more willing to deal than anyone thinks. Why? Because Brad Stevens isn't just thinking about 2025. He's looking at 2026, 2027, and beyond. Tatum will eventually return. Building around him with cost-controlled, high-ceiling wings like Kuminga, while also reloading with draft capital, might be the only sustainable path forward. Kristaps Porziņģis drops a cryptic goodbye to Boston, but is his move to Atlanta a masterstroke or a disaster waiting to happen? What if the most overlooked trade of the offseason ends up being the one that shatters two franchises? Kristaps Porziņģis has finally broken his silence after his sudden trade from the Boston Celtics to the Atlanta Hawks, and while his farewell post seemed heartfelt, the context surrounding his departure and what awaits him in Atlanta is far more complicated and potentially explosive than his polished words suggest. Boston will always be special in my heart, Porzingis posted. Forever grateful, sweet, polite. But behind that message hides a storm of questions the NBA world isn't asking loudly enough. Why would the reigning champions dump their starting center for spare parts and cap space? And even more puzzling, why would Atlanta gamble their future on a 7'2" wildcard with a body made of glass and a one-year contract? Let's cut through the niceties and dig into what's really going on here. Porzingis wasn't just some random big. He was a foundational piece in the Celtics' 2024 title run. Despite playing only 42 games during the regular season and being hampered in the playoffs by a mysterious illness, he was one of the most efficient and versatile bigs in the league when healthy, nearly 20 points per game, elite rim protection, and a floor-spacing unicorn who kept defenses honest. So why move him? The answer, according to insiders, was financial oxygen. Boston is suffocating under a top-heavy payroll, with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown eating up over $100 million annually. Starting next season, and Derrick White due for a massive extension, something had to give. And Porzingis, injury-prone, expensive, and entering a contract year, became the sacrificial lamb. But here's the twist no one is saying outright: was Porzingis ever truly part of Boston's long-term plan, or was he always just a flashy rental to win one title and move on? Sources around the league suggest his mysterious illness and limited playoff role raised internal concerns. The Celtics may not have trusted his durability, or his willingness to grind through pain. One Eastern Conference exec privately questioned, would he have played if it were Game 7? Because that's the kind of guy Boston needs now. On the surface, the Hawks' move reeks of desperation. A team that hasn't sniffed serious contention since their 2021 run is now tossing away first-round picks and flexibility for a one-year flyer on an injury-prone big man. But maybe, just maybe, this is a calculated strike. Think about it. Atlanta has been directionless. Trae Young's value is plummeting. DeJounte Murray's fit never truly clicked. The front office cleaned house. They needed a new identity, and Porzingis, believe it or not, might just be the shock to their system that resets everything, not as the savior, but as the bridge. At is best. KP is a two-way nightmare, a rim protector who stretches the floor, runs the pick and pop, and gives your franchise a face that isn't already steeped in controversy or trade rumors. And let's not forget, his already quietly loved Atlanta. A resurfaced video from 2023 showed Porzingis in Atlanta, enjoying local spots with Jaylen Brown. I could live here, he joked. Now he will. The question is, for how long?